So this is like a part 3 of the dream I had last night. That's like a prophetic word. God woke me up out of my sleep to deliver a message. And I did. I went live and I went in freestyle because that's what he wanted me to do. But before I went up to go retrieve her because she needed help from me, I went back down like I had said before I like jumped into the pool. So we're like backing up because I just read a little bit of it and I'm like, okay, well, I can't leave this out. They were all getting along great. Everyone was having a fun time. When I came down, everyone put their cups up and cheered and said, woo! Like some solo cups and like, I don't know. It was just fun. And I was like, yeah, keep the party going. I went up to go retrieve her and there was fucking slime at the bottom of the steps. Like, and somebody was trapped in it or stuck in it. And there was just a bunch of slime up the steps. And I was like, I can't go through this. So that's why I crawled up the side because it was treacherous. But then when I got over to the other side, she was just hanging on barely by a couple strings. And I was trying to help her, and she just fell into the fucking ball pit. Basically, that was crazy, but I was glad she was, like, safe and okay. She fell into safety. That's kind of ironic, too. She fell into something sure to be safe, like a ball pit is sure to be safe, versus I fell into some water. I fell into a pool that I couldn't see the bottom of, that I couldn't see what was in it, that I didn't know if it was deep enough. Like, I didn't know if this was a shallow pool, a deep pool, if there's creatures lurking, fish. I had no time to think about that. I was thinking this is just a regular swimming pool. And when I jumped in, I was fine. I was fine jumping in it, no fear. And then when I went to jump the next time, I started getting like, fucking, you know when you're about to jump off of something, you get afraid of heights all of a sudden? And God was basically telling me, because I saw God when I jumped off the first time, and like when it was gray and black and white. And then I like, he was like telling me, see, you weren't afraid when you first jumped. What made you scared the second time was other people's projections onto you. That you need to be scared because they are scared. Or you should be scared because that's normal. But God doesn't want us to have fear. That's low vibrational. So basically he was like, basically like everyone's been influencing you your whole life. Your decisions, peer pressure, the pressure of other people, the pressure to fit in, the pressure to be in this box, the pressure to be what they say you are, the pressure to do what they want you to do and when they want you to fucking do it. Oh shit, it didn't even catch any of that. But the fear of just taking the leap, the jump, and not like listening to everybody else's projections onto you that you should be afraid or in fear, or you should be this or you should be that, or they said this about me so I must be this, or they say they don't like this so I can't do this around them. No, that's a box they put you in. They're like, well, for my comfortability, you can't be like that around me. Okay, then don't be around me. Don't be, because for my boundaries, for me to be comfortable, I gotta love myself first, right? I can't put you before me or else that's not me loving myself. And that's what I was doing a lot of the times, was putting other people's feelings, thoughts, emotions above myself. But those people would never do that for me. They would never. They would never. So, the point being, I was putting people above me, in front of me, and putting myself behind everybody else and what they needed while ignoring my own needs. That wasn't me loving myself. That was me hating myself and allowing you to do it to me as well, because I was taking care of you instead of me. But what about me? When does it get to be about me? Is that really selfish to love yourself first? No, that's what God has called me to do, because I have been self-sacrificing myself my whole fucking life, shrinking down, being small for the comfortability of others, to make them happy, to please them, to bring them a smile. But what about my smile? What about my light? What about what I love? What about how I feel? Does that not matter? You could just say that instead. I never mattered to you. Just say that. Just admit it. I never mattered to any of you because you reduced me, you minimized me, you shrunk me, you crushed me, you suffocated, choked me. You killed me. And God revived me time and time and time and time again, and he keeps waking me back up from the shit they're putting me through and telling me it's still not your fucking fault they're doing this to you. That's not your fault. You are not responsible for their projected beliefs of you. That is not you. You know who you are. They cannot tell you who you are. And people will blaspheme on me so harshly because I am not who they want me to be. I am who God wants me to be. I'm not required to be who you desire me to be. I desire to be happy and live my life and love God openly and freely the way I want to, not the way you want me to. You have control issues. That is narcissistic. Putting yourself first is not. See, there's a big fucking difference. Loving yourself first is not narcissistic. That's self-love, self-care. That's the ultimate form of self-love and self-care, is loving yourself first and not surrendering who you are or quieting down or silencing yourself for other people because they're uncomfortable by the truth. They're uncomfortable with your truth because it's not what they told other people you are. They are uncomfortable when you speak your truth because it hides what they said about you. It makes people realize, wait a minute, this girl isn't who I said. This girl isn't who they said. This girl isn't who any of them said she was. Or he, whatever, take it as it resonates. This might be to some men too. And I'm totally okay with that. I'm not biased based off of gender. He, she, they, them, I don't care. Be happy with who you are, not who society and other people and friends, quote unquote friends and family want you to be, because it's not a friend if they're trying to fucking narcissistically control your ass. And that's exactly what it is. And in what I wrote, I wrote next in there, I was like, that was just me naturally, you know, because I used to be surrounded by people who loved me and surrounded by people who wanted to be with me or who wanted something from me. But I didn't realize I, in general, attracted a lot of light and darkness. You have to be able to defer and tell which is which. And I can tell. I can tell now more than ever before, honestly. I could tell for a real long time, but it's just my senses are becoming stronger. God is empowering me. I might have enabled people without realizing it, but God told me that's not me to blame. They're putting the blame on me because they did something they want to hide. They're saying, oh, it's your fault for enabling. God is telling me it's not your fault. Nothing is your fault. You didn't do that. You didn't say that. You didn't move the way they moved. And they're trying to cover their tracks by placing you on this fucking lower pedestal, pretending like you don't shine. Pretending like you don't matter. Pretending like your words hold no weight, but they can feel that power. They can feel that passion. They can feel that heat, that fire that dwells deep within you. You get fired up about God. You get fired up about your love. You get fired up about your spirit, your higher self, your ancestors, all your fucking team supporting you. You get fired up. This is for those people who are like me, that get fired up. And I'm going to keep talking about my dream because it's a long paragraph. I'm still scrolling through it. But I was always surrounded by hella people. My cat's ears just went back. Look at her face. Ugh, she saw that. She saw that. Yeah, they see that. They see me stirring the realms. They see me stirring the dimensions. They see that power. You cannot hide me because you are in fear of me. You're intimidated because you refuse to walk in your higher self. You refuse to face who you are and what you have done, but I face everything. And I take none of the blame for what you did to me, your projections of me, and you claiming that I enabled you, when really I was moving innocently, thinking you were just loving me the way I was loving you, or maybe you didn't have as much to give, or maybe you couldn't show up for me because I needed you there. Maybe you couldn't show up the way I needed you to show up for me because you were too fucked up in the head, or you were healing, or you were in progress or process or working on yourself. Maybe that's the way I saw it. I looked at it from an innocent point of view. I wasn't being an enabler. So fuck you for one. You have no excuse to fucking be discriminate towards me.